Hello, how are you today? It's me, Holly, drowning in rain in Brooklyn today. It has been just over 4 months since I have gotten out of the hospital. And look, it's gonna be 4 months and 5 days, I think, if I'm counting correctly. Excuse me. Uh, and this is my little blog report on how things are going. So it's September 29th, 2023. Today I've been doing all right. I got up and actually did outside things. Um, Outside things being not the normal walking to the store to get food or walking to the store to get food for my cat. Those are pretty much the two things that I limit myself to. I do most of my therapy online. I do my 12-step meetings online. I'm not a real big fan of being in public too much. It's just where I am right now. Except for I did go see Sick of It All and Life of Agony a couple weeks ago. That was pretty awesome. And that was like one of the outside things that I did that I was just like, holy shit, yay, I did something. I left my house. I like took a shower and put on my boots and tried to make myself look somewhat decent for a couple hours, and saw a whole bunch of bands, and it was great. And then I went back into hiding, because that's, again, where my life is right now. It's hermit mode. I love this time of year. This is like the renewal time of year for me. I always love fall. Punk rockers in fall and alternative people in fall, and it's like, just a love story that probably goes back hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years before I would even know where to start with that story. But I do love fall. And here in New York City, it was summer, and then somebody flipped a switch, and pretty soon after the fall equinox happened, it was boom, fall. Summer was over, and it has been acting like autumn ever since. Lots of rain, cooler temperatures, that kind of stuff. I'm listening to a lot of fall, Halloweeny, spooky, autumnal music. That's one of my favorite things to do this time of year. I have been watching the craziest things online having to do with music lately. I basically avoid almost all social media, except for Instagram, just because Instagram is the one place I still have a lot of friends in the international realm around the world, and I stick in that one there so I can stay a part of those people's lives. But on YouTube, there's just this thing going back and forth between elder goths and regular goth people and baby bats, which is a new term that I just learned, which I guess are people just getting into goth music. And but this is the thing, there's this big argument about what is real goth, what is really goth, and gatekeeping and all of this stuff. And what does this have to do with mental health? Well, let me tell you what it has to do with mental health. Nobody in the goth scene is super happy. Most of us who got into goth music, before we were even calling it goth music, back when I was into it in the 80s, were listening to it because it just fed our soul with where we were with our mental health, and spoke to depressed, anxiety-ridden, angst-ridden teenagers who just were so full of hormones and emotion that they needed somewhere to get that outlet. And this music was here, and for me it was Sisters of Mercy and The Cure and Depeche Mode and Clan of Zymox, and just those bands were the bands that I listened to that were then, what did we call it? Alternative music, alt rock, college rock, dark music. I don't even remember all the names, but I know one thing we did not call it was goth. We did not use the term goth when we were listening to all of these music subtypes and dressing basically how most elder goths, who I guess are my age goths and older, were into, which was, the fishnet everything, and the fingerless gloves, and the lace, and the rosaries, and the granny boots, and, all of the thrift store superfines, and black #1 hair dye, and super kohl eyeliner, red lipstick. Oh, those were the days, gosh. And yeah, those are the days I think of when I think of this kind of weather. Is leather jackets and hoodies, and got your boots on, and just ready to go and hang out with your friends and get drunk in the park. God, do you remember the 80s? Were you around in the 80s? I was around in the 80s. If you were around in the 80s, remember that shit, thumbs up to you. I'm having some fun nostalgia just kind of watching this whole thing about goth, and how it's apparently like a big argument on the internet. But hey, that's a pretty good check-in for now. Stay safe out there, especially if you're in New York City, because it's a state of emergency and all of the subways were knocked out and shit like that. Just stay safe. Try not to get carried away by any floods or anything. Take care of your mental health, because you only get one. Just make sure that it's like at the top of your list of important shit. Everything else can wait. Your mental health can't. So take care of that. I'll check in with you in, whatever amount of time I have decided will go by before my next one. So anyway, bye.